O'Reilly right here on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley's over there. And, last night I found myself a little upset.
Why?
Actually, a lot upset. Pissed off.
What happened?
Well, got to be about that time and Jeopardy came on.
Yes.
And they're going into this Tournament of Champions team battle thing.
Okay.
The first 20 minutes of Jeopardy was introducing the teams and the champions and the team captains and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there going, would you just get to the questions?
Right.
Can we just have a quiz show? I don't want to catch up with Ken Jennings. I don't want to catch up with this guy. I don't give a rat's ass about the other guy. Give me some questions, right?
Right.
Nothing. And then the second half of Jeopardy comes up. They play the first round of Jeopardy, and then they go to, come back tomorrow for Double Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't I just have a Jeopardy show? Did we really need the build-up? Did we really need the pregame? Did we really need Alex Trebek explaining all this crap? I don't think we did.
I have a question.
I failed at the final Wheel of Fortune puzzle. I didn't get that one last night. Mm-hmm. So I was a little, already in a bit of a funk, if you will. And then Jeopardy comes on and pulls this crap. What in the actual hell?
Can you answer my question?
Well, what's your question? Sure, I'll give it a shot.
At what point did you transform yourself into Cliff Claven?
What do you mean, Cliff Claven?
Your life is literally all about Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune now. That's all. I swear to God. Everything is Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Well, that's what we watch at night, And then we switch over to the Netflix and watch Andy Griffith and. Yeah. Actually.
Hey.
Go ahead.
I like turning my life into a diversion as much as the next guy. I do. I can get obsessed. I can get into shows and everything, but you've really become fixated on Jeopardy to an alarming degree. And I'm not saying we need to stage an intervention. I know it's a better vice than the Jack and Cokes you used to imbibe. But
I was a 7-7 guy.
7-7. Sorry.
Well, in my case, it was more like a 21-7.
It's okay.
We didn't fart around.
No. Let's get right to it.
That's right.
Come on, I'm late for my cirrhosis. Oh, jeez.
Actually, what did we watch last night? We switched over and watched something on Netflix. It was really kind of an interesting documentary. I forget. That's terrible. How can I forget what I watched last night on Netflix?
I have no idea.
And then I switched over to conspiracy theory shows.
I don't know. I can't remember if I brought this up yesterday because I was house sitting at Alexa's parents' house, and
right.
They have HBO, and I got into that show Barry. Have you seen that?
No,
Bill
I don't
Hader?
get HBO anymore.
Well, Bill Hader plays a contract killer who is trying to become an actor.
Really?
He was a professional killer. He was in L.A. to kill this guy, and the guy he was sent to kill was an actor, was taking this acting class, and he kind of got sucked into it, and now he wants to be an actor. And it's fascinating. It's a fascinating show. I caught 3 episodes, but it makes me almost want to get HBO again.
Really?
I know there's a lot of other good shows. That what's that show? Crashing with what's his face? Artie Lang's in it. A bunch of stand-ups are in it. I can't remember who stars in it. But yeah, there's some good stuff back on HBO. It's no Netflix.
Yeah, no.
And Netflix is way more. I mean, just from an economic standpoint, you get more for your Netflix dollar. Like I just got the alert that they're upping my Netflix to $12.99. Whatever, I'm good with it. $9.99, $12.99.
It's about like gas prices, at $2.50 a gallon. Okay, I'll do that. I'm trying to figure out what this thing is we watched last night because it was really good, and I just don't remember the title of it.
I wish I could help, but we weren't hanging out. So
yeah, I know.
I apologize. Would you like me to go into the news?
Why don't you start some news, and I'll see if I can figure out what this documentary we watched last night was, because I'd like to recommend it.
Great. Okay, fantastic.
Have you seen Jim and Andy?
All right. Huh?
Did you see Jim and Andy? Jim
and
Andy Kaufman. That was a good one.
Well, I saw the movie that he did where he was Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, they made a documentary about the whole thing. It was really pretty good.
Oh, where he, because Carrey's kind of a weird guy,
Yeah.
like weird. You know how actors are weird anyway,
Right.
but he's weird on another level of weirdness that I don't think most people can wrap their minds around.
Right.
He's just, he's highly intelligent, obviously unbelievably talented, unbelievably sad. He's a sad dude. Is a lot of
I think he's
these, a lot of
sad.
these comics are. He's a sad dude.
No.
He's a really super sad. I would not want to have Jim Carrey's state of mind.
Oh, I
No
would.
way.
I like Jim Carrey. I think he's good.
I know he's talented, but he is an incredibly effed up individual. He really is. He's got some serious issues going on, and I do not envy that man at all. Anyway,
We'll start some news, and I'll see if I can figure out what the hell this thing was called last night.
all right, sounds
I
good.
really enjoyed
Catholic Church is convening in Rome today to discuss the various sexual abuse scandals. Leaders are expected to address the protection of minors from abusive clergy members. Vatican officials say that the themes will be responsibility, accountability, and transparency.
I'll tell you what we need. We
Go
need
ahead.
the Inquisition Part 2 internally in the Catholic Church, and we need to root them all out and get rid of them all. If you had anything to do with it, you're gone. Done.
Yeah,
Beat it. Sorry.
Here's the problem: is
No
you've
more
got
covering this
so
one up.
many, you've got so many people who knew, and who know, and a lot of the people who are going to be discussing this,
Yeah.
have known about it for a long time.
Long time.
And I don't know. I mean, they're not going to be throwing themselves out. That's not going to happen.
Well,
I don't know what you do. What you do from the outside in. We can't do anything about it.
sweeping reform. It's time for the Catholic Church to have reform on just about every level.
I think the only thing really that they need to do is get rid of the pedophiles. That would be my thing.
Yeah.
Everything else is fine. Your doctrine's fine. Everything else, I've said this before. When it comes to religions, you've got doctrines. Stand by your doctrines, as long as it's not chucking homosexuals off the roofs of buildings or any of that other stuff that involves murder.
What about child molesters? Should we throw them off the roofs of buildings?
I will. I got it's. There's a certain kind of anger. There's a certain bile-filled anger that builds up when you discuss that type of thing, and I'm a forgiving man. I try to, because I believe this. I believe human beings are capable of some of the greatest feats, some of the most incredible acts of compassion, and we're also capable of the most hideous, atrocious, horrific, awful things that you can't even imagine yet. So I'm not for chucking anybody off buildings.
Okay.
I hate to. I'm for the. I think.
So if it happened to Max, you
Oh,
wouldn't be for chucking
I'm not
people off
telling
a
you what
building.
I wouldn't want to do. What I would probably do. But does that make my actions correct?
No, I'm not asking if it did.
No. Would I? Yeah. See, so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is the desire to do that might be unquenchable. Would I possibly? Are you asking me if that happened? Would I take justice into my own hands? Probably. I probably would.
Yep.
Does that make me right? No. See,
No.
two things can be true. It can be wrong to do it, and I might still do it because vengeance is also one of those things that's ingrained in human beings.
Yes, it is.
So it's hard to balance that stuff out. It really is. What else is going on? Empire actor Jesse Smollette has been charged with felony disorderly conduct for filing a false police report. Smollette claimed to be a victim of a hate crime. He said he was attacked by two men who shouted racist and homophobic slurs and threw a noose around his neck and doused him in bleach. The actor now stands accused of orchestrating the entire alleged incident. Faces up to 3 years in prison.
Okay,
what do you think about
good.
jail
You
time
know what
for
I
this
said
guy?
last night about this?
What?
Somebody posted on Facebook about it. This is an isolated incident of one idiot trying to get attention and trying to cash in on something, trying to get his name out there and all this other stuff. What I don't understand about this whole Smollette thing is how this turned into a right-left political fatwa over this one guy's actions.
I can tell you how it happened.
To-
I can tell you exactly how it happened.
How does this turn into a whole snowflake, right wing, left wing, blah, 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 blah?
It shouldn't, but
It should.
it shouldn't. But
How can
here's
that
why. I
be?
can tell you exactly why.
Tell me exactly how that happened.
Exactly why. Because there are a lot of people who wanted this to be true.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, and the media ran with it right away. And they ran with it like they've run with a lot of other things that turned out not to be true.
Right.
Now, and I get, like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump voter. But a lot of people who voted for Trump strictly for economic reasons get lumped in with some with the crazies, just like people on the left get lumped in with the socialists, and that's not right. But yeah, when the racial fires get ginned up, and it turns out to be a hoax, yeah, there's going to be a lot of this, and that you've got people saying that the right wing is pouncing on this. No, they're not pouncing on it. You ran with a story that you wanted to be true. You didn't fact check, and this is a dangerous thing. When we start, because racism still exists, racist acts still exist, not at the level that it used to be. And that's the other thing. A lot of people don't want to take a step back and realize how far we've come from just the civil rights era. When you just go back 50 years, or even going back further, when you look at World War II, and we had Asians in prison camps in this country.
Right.
We've come a long, long way, and I don't think people appreciate how far we have come.
Let me ask you
they
this,
want
too.
this to be something that happens. This doesn't. I mean,
we had Asians in prison camps back then, but what's the difference now between them and ICE detention centers?
Oh, there's a huge difference between them. You've got illegal immigrants, some violent criminals. That's completely different. That's completely different. Do not compare the two. That's an asinine. Comparing ICE to what we did to Asians in World War II is asinine. That's a stupid comparison. You're better than that.
I beg to differ, but
you're better than that. Seriously, you should retract that, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Dude, we're separating kids from their parents. Kids end up in the adoption world, and then they're gone.
How is that? How is the law
any better?
That was the law back 8 years ago. This predates Trump. We'd been doing that. At first we decided we couldn't separate them. Then we said they have to be separated. That's, I don't know what the answer is, but comparing that to what we did to Asians during World War II is ridiculous. It's not even the same ballpark. It's not even the same game.
Here's what I'm getting at. We always find some group to demonize. We always find some enemy, either within our borders or without our borders, to single out.
Yeah, that's true to an extent. Yes. But that was a stupid. But dude, that was a stupid comparison.
No, I disagree.
This wasn't. No, it's a stupid comparison. We've got illegal immigration, which I've said is not an emergency, but it is a problem that we need to deal with.
Yes, we do.
But in ICE is one of the ways we deal with that. Now you might not like some of the things they do, but it's not comparable to what Asians were going through. Citizens of this country who were put in prison camps because we thought they might be the enemy.
Okay.
It's not the same thing.
Okay.
Anyway, downshifting, way down. Muskegon Public Schools back in the black. The budget this year has flipped from a deficit to a surplus. Higher than expected enrollment is being credited for a this is amazing, $471,000 turnaround that erased a $428,000 deficit and garners now a surplus of $43,000.
Nice.
I don't know how you do that with just enrollment. I mean, that's amazing to me. I think there's probably got to be more to this, but hey, good for them.
Hey,
great.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Take it.
Sports, Michigan State alone atop the Big Ten for the moment, a half game up on Michigan as they knock off Rutgers, coming back from 11 down in the second half to beat the Scarlet Knights by 11 at the Breslin Center, 71-60. Michigan.
The Scarlet Knights, who the hell's that?
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
I'd never even heard Scarlet Knights. A mascot name.
Yeah, there you go. I learned you something. I learn you something every day.
Well, thank you kindly
Sometimes,
for that.
sometimes you learn multiple things
Well, sometimes,
if you
yeah.
listen. All right. Michigan will take on Minnesota tonight at sports.
Have yourself a great Thursday, and we'll see you here tomorrow.
Bye.